sometimes, the destiny of an individual is linked to that of the nation. Atal Bihari Vajpayee is one such man. India and Vajpayee have shaped each other.
आकाश की अनंत ऊंचाई हो, पैर धरातल पर हो, दृढ़ विश्वास मन में हो, हाथ से हाथ मिले हो, एकजुट होकर चलने का संकल्प हो, तो निश्चित ही विजय हमारी होगी। आइए हम सब मिलकर अपने इस संकल्प को जय हिंद के जय घोष से बुलंद करें। मेरे साथ 3 बार बोलिए, जय हिंद, जय हिंद, जय हिंद।
Turning the clock back, even Vajpayee would be in disbelief at the life that was to unfold after his first tryst with elections. Vajpayee, who contested the by-poll from Lucknow in 1955, lost the election along with the deposit. After the debut defeat came an unbroken campaign of victories. He lent his trademark wit and wisdom to the Lok Sabha 10 times and the Rajya Sabha twice.
अगर मैं दबाव में काम करता तो फिर पता नहीं क्या हो जाता। दबाव में काम करने का मतलब है किसके दबाव में?
The mass leader in Vajpayee is best depicted in the fact that he could win the hearts of people and votes across many constituencies, from Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh to Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. And his election to the Rajya Sabha seats was no backdoor booster shot of political power that it usually is for those who lack mass following.
लोग उन्हें कहते हैं वो जन नेता थे, वो तो थे ही, लेकिन मैं उससे बढ़कर कहता हूँ वो वास्तव में मन नेता थे, लोगों के मनों को जीतते थे.
It was this blend of leadership qualities and dashing parliamentary traits that ensured that in a lifetime of political career, Vajpayee earned friends and more friends.
उस समय के प्रधानमंत्री जो थे नेहरू जी, उन्होंने कहा था कि ये बड़े होकर के कुछ बनेंगे, नेतृत्व इनका चलेगा.
Vajpayee began humble and remained so throughout a 7-decade-long political career. He was born in the family of a school teacher in Gwalior in 1924 on the blessed Christmas Day, known as the Big Day in the Indian calendar. One of the little-known facts of Vajpayee's education is that he and his father shared the classroom as students of law. In retrospect, it seems charming, but Vajpayee did have his share of embarrassment as his friends poked fun at the father-son duo coming out of the same classroom. Vajpayee's rise in politics is a tribute to the Indian democracy, as much as to his knowledge of the science and craft of politics. Born and brought up in times when patriotism was a reflex, Vajpayee joined the Quit India movement in 1942 and was arrested when he was barely an adult. But this bout of heroism may only have been expected of the man who joined the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh or the RSS at the young age of 15. His mentors in the RSS included Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay. The evolution of the Janasangh into the Bharatiya Janata Party was defined by 2 names, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and his political twin Lal Krishna Advani.
पूरे एक राजनीतिक व्यक्ति के नाते अगर कोई मेरा रोल मॉडल रहा है तो अटल जी रहे.
परंपरा चली संगठन की, मगर उस संगठन के साथ वो संगठन वाले तो जैसे मते नींव के पत्थर का काम कर रहे थे, वो साइलेंटली काम कर रहे थे, मगर उनके इस काम को शब्द देना, उनसे इस काम को अपने बातों से व्यक्त करना, लाखों लोगों तक पहुंचाना, ये कहीं ना कहीं अटल जी और अडवाणी जी इन दोनों ने किया.
It was only in the fitness of things that Vajpayee became the first president of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Although he had already held a prime position in Indian polity as the External Affairs Minister in the Morarji Desai government. Vajpayee was the first to put the stamp of our national language on the international stage As External Affairs Minister, he addressed the United Nations General Assembly in Hindi in 1977.
वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की परिकल्पना बहुत पुरानी है। भारत में सदा से हमारा इस धारणा में विश्वास रहा है कि सारा संसार एक परिवार है। यहाँ मैं राष्ट्रों की सत्ता और महत्ता के बारे में नहीं सोच रहा हूँ। आम आदमी की प्रतिष्ठा और प्रगति मेरे लिए कहीं अधिक महत्व रखती है।
Under his leadership, the BJP opened its account with 2 Lok Sabha seats in 1984, which shot up to 85 seats in the subsequent general elections 5 years later.
Oratorical skill and his command on his capacity to communicate with the people in a straightforward, simple language.
And then began an era of coalition politics in which only those who followed the middle path would lead the way. Vajpayee fit the role like a glove. With moderation as the key word in his political dictionary, he alone could don the mantle of leadership.
मैं अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी
ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ
ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा।
Coalitions failed, but Vajpayee did not. Whether the coalition lasted for 13 days, 13 months, or 5 years, Vajpayee remained at the helm. Thrice over, he was the country's Prime Minister as the head of National Democratic Alliance, which had grown into an unwieldy combination of 24 parties by the 13th general election in 1999.
कि पूरे शासनकाल में भ्रष्टाचार का कोई आरोप, पक्षपात का कोई आरोप उस सरकार पर भी नहीं लगा, वाजपेयी जी पर तो लगने का सवाल ही नहीं था। बहुत शांति के साथ सबको सुन के और हर चीज़ को पूर्ण सहमति के आधार पर चलाना उनका एक अद्भुत गुण था। वो बना लेते थे सहमति बिना लोगों को पता लगे हुए कि हम सहमति की तरफ जा रहे हैं।
From the mid-1990s to the first decade of this century, Vajpayee left an imprint on the socio-politics of India. The 5 nuclear tests conducted in Pokhran, Rajasthan in May 1998 were seen as Vajpayee's greatest achievement as Prime Minister. But Vajpayee didn't think so.
On 11th May, India successfully carried out 3 underground nuclear tests. 2 more underground tests on 13th May completed the planned series of tests. I would like this House to join me in paying fulsome tribute to our scientists, engineers, and defense personnel whose singular achievements have given us a renewed sense of national pride and self-confidence. In 1974, we demonstrated our nuclear capability. Successive governments thereafter have taken all necessary steps in keeping with that resolve and national will to safeguard India's nuclear option.
He knew that India, along with all other nuclear club members, would someday have to eliminate their nuclear weapons in the interest of global peace and security.
पिछले 50 वर्षों से भारत विश्वव्यापी निशस्त्रीकरण के द्वारा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय शांति और सभी के लिए समान और न्यायोचित सुरक्षा के उद्देश्यों को प्राप्त करने की दिशा में सतत रूप से लगा हुआ है। टूटे हुए सपने की सुने कौन सिसकी।
Vajpayee remained committed to peace, for the poet in him was always lurking around his thoughts and actions. Poets, as we all know, crave peace, even as they absorb and express the pain of humanity.
हार नहीं मानूंगा, हार नहीं ठानूंगा, काल के कपाल पर लिखता मिटाता हूँ, दिन नया खाता हूँ।
Vajpayee's bus to Lahore was an olive branch extended to Pakistan like none before or after. The realist in Vajpayee reminded the nation again and again that neighbors and geography could not be changed. Even after Indo-Pak peace became hostage, to the military mechanics of General Pervez Musharraf, who became Pakistan's president after a coup. Musharraf responded to Vajpayee's words of peace with the boom of guns, as Pakistan launched an underhand war in order to usurp Kashmir at Kargil in 1999. Vajpayee gave a befitting reply as India defeated Pakistan in what was officially known as Operation Vijay. Vajpayee also sorted out the problems with other prickly neighbor when he recognized Tibet as part of China. China returned the compliment by recognizing Sikkim as part of India. It is a measure of Vajpayee's statesmanship that in the year 2000, the US President Bill Clinton became the first American president to visit India after a long gap of 22 years. Vajpayee also studied the problem areas nationally and went on to remove the stumbling blocks to developments. Till date, the people of India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, literally identify the highways of progress with Vajpayee. The village roads were equally important in Vajpayee's view. It is he who gave the nation the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. The Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan launched by Prime Minister Vajpayee is of course unforgettable. Despite failing health, Vajpayee performed his role as the leader of the opposition in the 14th Lok Sabha with characteristic aplomb. The last 5 years have been a sad song in Vajpayee's life, as he is bedridden. The love of millions of Indians worldwide can reach him only through silence. It is tragic that the man who once expressed his desire to be able to answer the knock on the door until his last breath should not be able to walk at all. And yet, we hope that the prayers of the people are reaching him in his hour of need, and that the silences in which he lives today are filled with peace.